Here's a question that gets asked a lot in Etsy forums, sellers groups, online and Reddit. Are Etsy ads worth it? And that answer, or the answer to that question, is going to depend. It's going to depend on what you're selling, what your markup is, what your final cost is, what your cost per click is, and so on and so forth. But as a general rule, here is the rule I use. Your online advertising really shouldn't cost you any more than 5 to 15% of the total sale. So if you're selling a product that is, say, $100, then the advertising spend to sell one unit shouldn't be more than $15. I've learned over the years, and I've been selling online now for probably almost 20 years, that your cost per conversion, or the cost it takes to generate one sale, really should not exceed 15%. If it does exceed 15%, then chances are something else is wrong. You either have a product that's not appealing to consumers, you're not reaching the right demographics, you are blanket advertising, which has to do with demographics, but you're blanket advertising or taking a shotgun approach to hit millions and millions of people who are not interested in your products. So something else is wrong. If your advertising cost is more than 15% of the revenue generated off a sale, then that's a problem. Marketing costs what marketing costs, and it has to be built into the price of whatever it is you're selling. So let's say you're selling an item for $20. After running some Etsy ads for a little while, you've figured out that it takes about let's say $2 to sell one $20 unit. What that tells you is that you're going to have to increase the price of your product by at least $2 to cover that marketing expense. Now it'll have to be a little more than $2, obviously, because the more you increase the price, the more percentage that Etsy will take as their selling fee. So, but let's call it $2, $2.10, somewhere in that neighborhood. You're going to have to add that back into the price. Now, if you can add that back into the price of your item and still sell it while spending $2 on advertising, then you're in the black. Now, as of right now, Etsy does not have any real demographic targeting tools built into their advertising system. What Etsy's doing is they're using their own algorithms to decide who wants to see ads like yours and who doesn't. That's why SEO is super, super important. Your descriptions, your titles are going to be very important, because your ads and who your ads are shown to are going to depend on having really good titles and really good descriptions. If you've got your marketing cost built into the product and you're consistently costing about 5 to 15% per sale, then how do you set your daily budget? Well, you set your daily budget to the max. There's no logical reason to do anything else. Set it to the maximum amount you can and leave it there. A lot of people will get, Etsy sales, Etsy traffic, they go up and down over the course of days and weeks and months as buying seasons ebb and flow. And people will get nervous, sales will slow down, and they'll start bringing those marketing sales or that daily budget down. That is not a smart thing to do. Keep the marketing budget where it is. There will be times when click-through rates are lowering, conversion rates are lowering. That's going to be normal and part of this process. People are still going to favorite your items. They're still going to have your items in mind, and they will come back later and purchase those. And if you don't believe me, try this out for yourself. Run some ads for a little while, a week, 2 weeks, and then shut them off. Shut them off and then wait for another week or two and see what happens. Go into your ads settings or your stats and click on the last 2 weeks. And even though you weren't running any ads, you will see sales based on those ads. And that's because people favorited the items, they had them in mind, they were thinking about doing it, it just took them a little time. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you next time.